Most men over 60 have a grooming routine. The question is whether it is a real routine or simply a collection of habits that accumulated over decades without anyone ever sitting down and thinking about whether they were the right habits, applied in the right order, with the right products, at the right frequency. The difference matters more than most men realize. A genuine grooming routine, one that has been thought about and built deliberately, takes no more time than the default habits most men already have. But its results are significantly different, because grooming is cumulative. What you do to your face, your hair, and your skin every morning and every evening compounds over weeks and months into the overall impression your face makes. A man who has been applying a consistent and correct routine for 6 months looks measurably different from the same man applying random habits with no system. The skin has more quality, the hair sits better, the face reads as more cared for, more alive, more present, more deliberate. This video is about giving you that system. Not a complicated routine that requires 20 products and 40 minutes, but a clear, practical sequence, morning and evening, that covers everything a man over 60 actually needs, takes less than 10 minutes total per day, and delivers visible results within weeks. This channel is about classic menswear, timeless style, and the practical grooming decisions that help men over 60 look their best. Today we are going into the full routine, what to do, when to do it, in which order, and why each step matters specifically for men in this decade of their life. Let us start with the morning, because the morning routine sets the foundation for how the face looks throughout the day and how receptive the skin is to anything applied to it. The first step is face washing. Not with a bar of soap. Bar soap is alkaline and strips the natural oils from facial skin in a way that leaves it tight, dry, and more prone to the kind of surface dryness that makes fine lines appear more prominent. A gentle pH-balanced face wash, liquid, applied with the fingertips in small circular motions for 30 seconds, rinsed with lukewarm rather than hot water, removes the overnight accumulation of oil and surface material from the skin without disrupting the skin's natural barrier. This takes 90 seconds and is the single most important thing a man can do to improve his skin quality over time. Water temperature matters more than most men realize. Hot water feels satisfying on the face, but it opens the pores aggressively and removes more of the skin's natural lipid barrier than is beneficial. Lukewarm water is more than adequate for effective cleansing and leaves the skin's natural protection more intact. This one small change, cooler rinse water, noticeably reduces the post-wash tightness and dryness that many men accept as normal, but that is actually a signal that their washing is too aggressive for their skin type. The second morning step is moisturiser. Skin becomes drier with age as the production of natural oils slows, and drier skin shows fine lines and surface texture more prominently than well-hydrated skin. A basic, unfragranced moisturiser applied to still slightly damp skin after washing takes 30 seconds and immediately improves the surface quality and comfort of the skin. It does not need to be expensive. It needs to be applied consistently. The third step, and the one most men skip entirely, is SPF. Sun exposure is the single largest environmental contributor to visible skin aging, the development of dark spots, the deepening of lines, the loss of elasticity. A basic SPF 30 or 50 moisturizer worn daily, year-round, does more to preserve the quality of facial skin than any other single product. Many moisturizers now include SPF, which makes this step and the previous one the same step. One product, 30 seconds, the highest value grooming investment available to any man over 60. The SPF does not need to be applied only in summer or only on sunny days. UV exposure occurs through cloud cover and through windows, which means that for most men whose daily life involves any outdoor time or any time near windows, year-round daily SPF is the correct application frequency. If you are finding this useful, and you want more practical advice like this, the kind that actually makes a difference in how you look and feel, go ahead and subscribe. There is a lot more coming on grooming, style, and everything in between for men who want to look their best without overcomplicating things. The fourth morning step is hair. The specifics here depend on the hair type, length, and whether the man is working with grey or white hair, but the principle is the same regardless. A small amount of the right product, matte clay for short textured cuts, a light cream for swept back or longer styles, a small amount of hair oil for dry or coarse textures, applied to slightly damp hair after washing or slightly dampened with the fingertips, guided into the natural direction of the hair's growth rather than forced against it. Grey and white hair responds poorly to heavy or shiny products. These flatten the hair and give it a greasy, dull quality. Light matte products that enhance the hair's natural texture rather than overriding it are almost always the right choice. The fifth morning step is the beard. If worn, on most days this is not a trimming step. Trimming should be done every 3 to 5 days depending on the beard style and growth rate. On the days in between, a small amount of beard oil or beard balm worked through the beard with the fingertips conditions the hair, reduces dryness and flaking at the skin beneath, and gives the beard a slightly more defined, slightly richer appearance. This takes 30 seconds and makes a visible difference to the overall impression of the beard, particularly for shorter styles where the individual hairs and the skin beneath are both visible. The sixth morning step is the eyebrows. Not daily trimming, the eyebrows should be checked and trimmed once a week or as needed, which for most men is no more than twice a week. On the days when trimming is not needed, a brief check in the mirror to ensure that no single stray hairs have appeared and that the brows are lying naturally flat. The eyebrows sit directly above the eyes and frame the most expressive part of the face. Their condition is noticed more immediately than almost any other detail. The seventh and final morning step is cologne. 1 or 2 applications to the neck, not to the wrists, not to the clothing. The neck is a pulse point, and the cologne will develop naturally through the morning. On the wrists it is too easily rubbed off. On the clothing it can stain, and it develops differently than on skin. 2 sprays maximum. The goal is a presence that is noticed in close proximity, not one that precedes the man into the room. That is the complete morning routine. Face wash, moisturiser with SPF, hair, beard oil, eyebrow check, cologne. 7 steps, most of which take 30 seconds each. Total time, 6 to 8 minutes. Now the evening routine. This is shorter than the morning routine, but arguably more impactful, because the evening is when the skin does most of its repair and renewal, and what is applied before sleep has longer to work than anything applied before a day of environmental exposure. The first evening step is face washing again. The day accumulates oil, pollution, sweat, and the remnants of any products applied in the morning. Sleeping on unclean skin means those materials are in contact with the face for 7 or 8 hours, which accelerates the kind of surface dullness and pore congestion that makes skin look tired and aged. The same gentle face wash from the morning, applied in the evening, clears this accumulation and prepares the skin to receive anything applied after it. The second evening step is a richer moisturiser. The SPF is not needed at night, but a slightly heavier, more emollient moisturiser applied to clean skin before sleep gives the skin the hydration it needs during the repair cycle. Many men do not own 2 different moisturisers. The simplest approach is the same moisturiser as the morning, applied without SPF if the SPF is a separate product, or a second application of the same SPF moisturiser if they are combined. Either approach works. The third evening step is eye cream. The skin around the eyes is the thinnest on the face and the most prone to dryness, fine lines, and the morning puffiness that makes a face look tired even after a full night of sleep. A small amount of eye cream applied with the ring finger, which applies the least pressure, in a gentle tapping motion around the eye socket, takes 30 seconds and specifically addresses the area that contributes most to how old and how tired a face appears. Used consistently over several weeks, the improvement is visible and significant. And if you have made it this far, and you are thinking about which of these steps you want to start with tonight, drop it in the comments below. Tell me which one you are adding first. I read every comment, and I want to know where most men are starting from. The fourth evening step is beard oil or beard balm. If a beard is worn, the same application as the morning, a small amount worked through the beard before sleep. The overnight contact time allows the conditioning ingredients to penetrate the hair shaft and the skin beneath more effectively than a brief daytime application. Men who begin this habit consistently notice softer, more manageable beard hair within 2 to 3 weeks. There is one additional evening step that belongs in any complete grooming routine for men over 60, and that most grooming advice for men either overlooks or dismisses: lip care. The lips are one of the most visible areas of the face. They move constantly during conversation. They are prominent in photographs, and their condition contributes directly to how healthy and well-maintained a face appears. Dry, cracked lips do not announce themselves dramatically, but they register subconsciously to anyone looking at the face. A basic lip balm applied before sleep takes 5 seconds and keeps the lips in consistently good condition with no further effort required. This is not a vanity exercise. It is simply the application of basic maintenance to an area most men have never considered. That is the complete evening routine: face wash, moisturiser, eye cream, beard oil, lip balm. 5 steps, 3 to 4 minutes total. Here is what this complete routine, morning and evening, applied consistently for 4 to 6 weeks, actually delivers. The skin looks cleaner, more hydrated, and more alive. The fine lines that are accentuated by dryness appear less prominent. The eye area reads as less tired and more present. The beard, if worn, looks softer and more intentional. The hair sits with better texture and more natural direction. And the face as a whole, the face that sits above the collar, that other people look at when they talk to a man, that carries the overall impression of who he is, reads as the face of a man who has not stopped paying attention. There is also something that happens at the level of habit that goes beyond the physical results. A man who has a grooming routine, who begins every morning with a specific sequence and ends every evening with another, starts each day with a small act of intention. He has made decisions in advance, he has applied care deliberately, and that quality of intentionality, compounded across mornings and evenings, shows in how a man carries himself throughout the day. Not because the skincare products have transformed his confidence, but because the habit of paying attention to his own presentation, of taking it seriously without overthinking it, becomes part of who he is. This is not an anti-aging routine. It is not designed to make a man of 60 look like a man of 40. It is designed to make a man of 60 look like the best version of 60, which is something entirely different and considerably more powerful. So here is what I want to know. How much of this routine do you already have in place, and which step do you think is going to make the biggest difference once you add it? Let me know in the comments. I read every one, and if you found this video useful, share it with someone who needs to hear it, because this is exactly the kind of practical advice that most men never get told directly. If you are not subscribed yet, now is a good time. This channel is built around one idea, that men over 60 who pay attention to the details look sharper, carry themselves better, and present themselves more powerfully than men who do not, regardless of what they spend on clothes. In the next video, we are going into the 5 colors that every man over 60 should build his entire wardrobe around, and why getting this right makes every other style decision easier. You will not want to miss that one.